So there have been a lot of posts about Amazon cutting a bunch of jobs, 14,000, 30,000, a bunch of jobs. And I think we're going to see other tech companies doing the same. What does this tell us about tech companies and labor? I think it tells us that tech doesn't really care about labor. Hi, I'm Tom Spiggle, the Spiggle Law Firm. We help people who've been fired or afraid that they might be. So, it made it around the news this week that Amazon's cutting thousands and thousands of workers, potentially, as they claim, because of AI. There's been some speculation it's maybe these companies, it's not so much the efficiencies of AI, but they're investing so much money into AI technology that they've got to find it somewhere. I don't know. Regardless, those of you who may remember the 90s and the early aughts where, I think this was a little bit of a stretch, but there was some idea that tech companies represented a bright spot for labor, maybe a way of the future. There were the ping pong tables and the places to take naps and the good salaries. I don't want to be Pollyannish about it. I know people work their tails off there. In some ways it could be really abusive, but there was that storyline, right? That the tech companies really cared. Well, it turns out that they don't. Amazon has come out and said that AI is going to take care of the bureaucracy, which basically means people. Tech is, and much of the corporate world is salivating over the hopes that AI is going to replace the need for labor. So the gig's up. They never really cared. Labor was just a means to an end. And now that they can replace even high level white collar work, they are more than happy to do it. So I don't want to be, hating on AI. Maybe it represents a lot of opportunities. Maybe it will increase certain kinds of jobs. I just don't know. But the idea that labor somehow cares about the people that work for it, that's clearly not true now. And of course, they're sidling up, the Detroit with Donald Trump, kind of reversing also their progressive kind of credentials that they had a decade ago. So interesting times. And yeah, I'm sure we're going to see more of it.